Well, greetings, Aspire North members, and we're going to cover the rundown for August. Here we are in September, getting caught up here a little bit because it's been kind of a crazy month and a half. We started our meeting with calendar updates, which is pretty typical of us, and what we've learned is that the calendar just keeps changing all the time with all the things that are happening. So we moved the board meeting for September.
Moved a couple of them.
Yeah, moved a couple of them, that's right. So September 20th, Friday, here at the board at 8:30 in the morning is typical. We had to pull it in a week because it conflicted with the Michigan Realtors Convention over at Soaring Eagle, Mount Pleasant. And you will be there.
I will be there. Deirdre will be there.
Yeah.
Tickets are still available.
Yeah, tickets are still available. Rooms are not. So then we have the October board meeting that we had to move that to Friday the 18th, right?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. At 8:30, due to conflict with the executive search committee. Yes. So we've had to change that again. It'll be at 8:30 here at the board office.
Yes.
Yes.
And in between there is our general membership meeting on the 17th of October.
And that's over at Interlochen Center for the Arts, which we had it there last year. Worked out swimmingly. We had a great business meeting over there, followed by Con Ed, and we're going to follow that same format this year with an hour of business meeting and then 2 hours of legal continuing education. So it's all in person. We are not doing a Zoom version of that meeting. It's just too difficult to manage that from a remote location. And so for those of you who need legal before the end of the year, this is a great opportunity for you to get it at no additional cost.
Exactly. And after general membership, the elections for new board directors opens. So if you're interested in serving with us here on the board, submit your petition by the end of September.
Yes. And
then we will have an election starting in October.
And if you need more information about how to fill out a petition, call Jennifer Kowal here at the office. She can help walk you through that. It's also available online, and we do accept electronic signatures. You've got to collect 25 signatures from your peers. And so last year we started taking them electronically, which made it a little easier for people rather than driving around from office to office trying to find people who will support you in your nomination.
So the next thing we talked about was the induction of the leadership team. There has been, in previous years, a gap in our leadership between December 31st and whenever the new team is inducted into their positions. So we have decided that the new team needs to be inducted prior to the 31st of December with their terms beginning January 1st so that there is no lapse in government.
Governance, yes. Governance. And, you know, one of the reasons why we do this, it's always a tough time of year to do an event because we usually do it in January and it just becomes a real problem because of weather-related issues. And so we're trying to get this done with the understanding that the new officers, directors, and stuff won't actually be in place until January 1.
Yeah,
so
because last year we were in a blizzard.
Right. Right. And then award selection is already underway. I mean, there have been clearly Realtor of the Year. Shout out to Carly Wentzloff for being our new Realtor of the Year for 2025. And Deirdre Carroll for our Realtor Active in Politics. And so both of those will carry forward to the Michigan Realtors Conference where they'll
Don't forget Jamie.
Oh, and Jamie. That's right.
Jamie's our Good Neighbor Award winner.
He's our Good Neighbor Award winner, right. But the Realtor Active in Politics and the Realtor of the Year will also be our nominees to the Michigan Realtor of the Year and Realtor Active in Politics Awards. So that'll all happen again, as we said, coming up here real quick in September, late September. Next up, we have a broker roundtable scheduled for Thursday the 29th, yes?
We had one.
We had one on Thursday the 29th, correct. And we have a second one scheduled for October 3rd, which is coming up quick.
Yep, and so the broker roundtable is meant to have the brokers, the leadership from the office. It is an invite-only conversation. this last one was incredibly productive, and we thank all of those who showed up to bring forward their concerns and their questions. It was incredibly productive, and so we're very thankful for the participation from the leadership in our industry.
And we should probably point out that that was something that was brought to the board during the board meeting. As you know, our board meetings are open. During member comment phase, it was brought up, and we were asked if we would perhaps be able to get something pulled together really quick. The board reacted and took care of that, and that's why we had the meeting on Thursday, the 29th of August, and then we got the buy-in from those folks that showed up that they wanted to do another one sooner rather than later, and most of it is to discuss procedures and policies around the lawsuits and settlements and everything like that, which is the perfect segue
into the next conversation. How the new lawsuits, there's ones emerging every day.
Seems like it.
New something every single day. And just a reminder that the settlement is not final. All of that we've been implementing, it's new, yes, it's changing, and it's convoluted in some ways. And we at the board are still learning some of the changes that need to be made and implemented at our level. But none of it is final until the 26th. And you and Deirdre heard some very unsettling news. Well,
the unsettling news that we got was that there's some new lawsuits that are out there right now. And then at the Leadership Summit, they also brought up the fact that the settlement that's scheduled for sometime in November may get pushed until after the first of the year, because there are now some other legal things that are happening. In fact, one of the lawsuits that basically had an impact on NAR this year is now going to the United States Supreme Court per NAR. And so who knows what the court calendar looks like. We may be dealing with this for quite a while to come yet. So just please pay attention to the communications coming from this association, from your state association, Michigan Realtors, and from the National Association. They are going out of their way to provide materials and stuff that can help all of us navigate through this time. And even the consumer, they're doing a lot of consumer-facing communication to help consumers understand what's happening in our industry and how, as a consumer, they need to react to that, particularly when it comes around to the buyer's side commission. And why do I need to sign this form?
Well, we don't use commission anymore. It's compensation.
Compensation.
But the biggest thing is get on NAR, and they've got some really great consumer-based explanation, FAQs. Print them out, give them to your clients when you're out and about, give them to your friends so that if they're in the process, make sure everybody's aware, because there's a lot of misinformation coming out, and we want to work as a team all together as an industry in Northern Michigan to make sure that the information is out there and correct.
So if you have any questions, feel free to call any of the leadership team, call here at the board office. We'll be happy to direct you to where you can find that. But again, facts.realtor, if you just go to your search engine and put in facts.realtor, you will be amazed the amount of information that's out there for you on the buyer side, for you on the list side, and for the consumer. It's full of wonderful information and probably can answer your question if you just spend a little time on that website. So I think the last thing on the agenda, we're going to end on a high note here.
The parking lot.
The parking lot. The parking lot is finished, finally. Wonderful job. We picked up quite a few new parking spaces for larger crowds that we've been noticing have been coming. And Kim refers to this as his 7 years in Tibet because it took 7 years to get this project finally to completion. And so, wonderful space, lots of actual parking. Please don't park in the neighbor's parking anymore. We should have plenty for any event that we put on here. We share the back lot with State Savings Bank. They paid for a part of it. We paid for a part of it. We got this thing done. But after normal hours, if we have like a chili cook-off or something like that, the bank has said, hey, you need to use our parking lot. That's great. Just try not to use it during normal business hours. And I will mention that we have 9 parking spots on the south side of our building. Those are for the bank to use. So please try to refrain from parking on those 9 spots on the south end of our building, which is the face we're facing the bank building on that side of our building. So, and it's marked out there. They have signage up and everything, but that's for banking customers. Anyway, it's been a long haul. I want to thank Ken Kleinrichert, who helped start the process many years ago with me, and went to city commission meetings to lobby for the right to be able to use the property behind us for additional parking. Man, it looks great out there, and I'm really proud of the fact that we brought this home.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It was a big lift, but we got it done.
It was a big lift. You got it. So, anything else from you?
Nope. Just if you're going to meet us down at Michigan Realtors, hit us up when we're down there. We'll all hang out and say hi and enjoy Michigan Realtors events as a team.
Yeah, there you go. So thank you, everybody, and we'll see you yet this month, at the end of the month.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.